The Laws of Ascension, Chapter 2, Team 1. Lorik and Vera walk toward their destination. Their devices lead them to a building. It's large and a complete square. Inside is a large hallway with a garden in the center. The building is just a wall of halls leading to the garden. At each corner is a small tower with a green gem embedded on top. They each contain laws related to wind. These laws keep the garden cool and block the rain and snow, ensuring it always maintains a climate for flowers in bloom. The garden has 4 paths in a curved plus sign. They lead to a gazebo painted white. There are 3 tables with 6 chairs spaced apart from one another underneath it. Their map leads them to one of the tables. Lorik and Vera sit down next to each other and wait. Vera turns to Lorik as soon as they're seated. "I didn't expect us to be the only 2 who beat the professors," she says as Lorik starts tapping his screen. The map disappears and he checks his points. It displays a new screen with balance on top. It says he has a balance of 1,250 points. Below it tells him how he got the points. 500 are from winning the match with a professor. 250 are for getting 250 questions right on the written exam. The last 500 is a bonus for acing the written exam. Upon seeing this, Vera checks her balance. She only scored 158 on the written exam, so she only has 658 points. That's to be expected, though. Most humans won't train in combat until comprehend a law, so I'm not surprised that they're not as skilled as our professors, who have all comprehended laws. Lorik replies matter-of-factly, "Really? How do you survive then?" Vera asks, causing Lorik to turn to her surprised. Remember, humans live differently from demons. Instead of living in the wilderness and tribes, humans live safely in cities. Unless they belong to noble families or knights, most won't pick up a sword until they're 15, if they ever do. So they couldn't have gotten that skilled in just 3 years. Lorik explains, "I guess I never thought about that. If I ever have other questions about humans, can I ask you about them?" Vera asks. "Sure, but I can't guarantee I'll have an answer." Lorik replies before 2 people walk onto one of the paths leading to the gazebo. One is a man and the other is a woman. The man has short brown hair and blue eyes. The woman has black eyes and white hair. She has a dark scar over her right eye. It looks almost like a burn, but different. Her eye itself looks fine, it's just the skin around her eye that's scarred. The man is 6 feet tall like Lorik, while the woman is 2 inches shorter. Like Lorik, the man is muscular, though not as bulky as him. Both are wearing their uniforms and bracelets. Like Vera, the woman is wearing a skirt that reaches her knees. "Sorry for the wait. We had to wait until the headmaster called our names," the man says while taking a seat. He and the woman sit across from Vera and Lorik. "It's fine." "Oh, my name is Vera Ashthorn, and I am a demon," Vera replies. "Nice to meet you, Vera. I'm Rowan Everhart. I'm the son of Marcus Damien, but don't treat me differently for that. Here, nobles' titles mean nothing." "Rowan," the man says. "And I am Princess Seraphina Kelthar, but call me Sarah, and like Rowan, don't treat me differently for being a princess." The woman, Seraphina, says, "I guess I'm last, just a commoner. Don't execute me for speaking." Lorik replies. From his tone, it's hard to tell if he meant that or was joking. "Are you sure we shouldn't treat you like nobles?" Vera asks, clearly unsure how to treat nobles. "Yes, besides technically you are a princess too, aren't you, Vera?" Rowan asks, using Lorik to look at her shocked. "Why do you say that?" Vera asks back. "Ashthorn is the chieftain's name of the demon tribe ruling the Moonfell Islands. I assumed that was your father, or you were related to him at least." Rowan says, "He is my father, but I don't think I'd call us nobles. We aren't rich like nobles." "Maybe, but demons don't use currency, so it's not a fair comparison," Sarah adds. "I didn't know you were a noble," Lorik says, clearly teasing Vera as she looks uncomfortable being called a noble. "I'm not," Vera says, causing Lorik to smile slightly. "Do you guys know each other from before today?" Rowan asks. "A little. We met in the Evergreen Woods a few days ago. I heard that the Goblin Fortress dungeon is one that most students need to pass. I wanted to test myself before coming here there and met her outside it. I failed to beat the boss on my own, and she did too. So we teamed up and beat him together. But that was the first time we met." Lorik explains as Vera nods. though she didn't know what this academy was before, so I'm a little surprised that she's here. No offense, Vera, just surprised. He adds, It's fine. My father wanted me to come, though, which is why I'm here. He wants me to better my relations with humans so I understand them more. This way, when I take over as chiefess, I'll be better prepared for negotiations and the like. Vera replies, Speaking of relations, let's deepen ours. Let's start with our laws. I saw you both had stars with your names. We both comprehended our own laws too, so I'll start. My law is the law of golden light. It's exclusive to the royal family. It's a mixture of the law of light and gold. As such, it can blind and be used to create illusions. But it also contains the sharp cutting power of the law of gold. My father can use it to create a sword of golden light. Using that sword, he can cut through armor like butter. But I'm a long way from that, Sarah says. What do you mean the law is exclusive to the royal family? Vera asks, a little surprised. The law of golden light is contained in our blood. As such, only those with our blood can study and comprehend it. Demons have laws that are unique to them as well, though I can't remember any off the tip of my tongue. But unlike mine, demons' laws can be learned by any demon. Only humans have unique bloodlines that contain their own laws. And as you need to comprehend a law through something, only those bloodlines can comprehend it. Even if someone tried to use my blood, it would fail. As soon as my blood leaves my body, it loses all trace of my law. Sarah explains. I see. Well, my law is the law of destruction. I don't know much about it, as I only comprehended it a month ago. From what I do know, though, is that the last time someone in my tribe comprehended this law was hundreds of years ago. But I know without a doubt it's the law of destruction, Vera says. As for me, I comprehended 3 laws: the law of power, the law of earth, and the law of fire. Rowan says, Why on earth did you comprehend 3, and they're in different echelons? Lorik asks, What do you mean by echelon? Vera asks before Rowan can reply. All laws can be broken up into 2 categories, echelons and trees. The trees represent what kind of law it is. There are 3 trees: the physical tree, the elemental tree, and the null tree. The physical and elemental trees are self-explanatory. Laws under those trees are either physical or elemental in nature. Rowan's power law is in the physical tree, while his fire and earth laws are elemental. Null tree laws are special. They aren't physical or elemental. They would be laws like the law of space, gravity, time, and the like. Just laws that are unique, I guess. But when it comes to echelons, it's all about the law's strength. There are 5 echelons, ranking from 1st to 5th. The first echelon laws are the strongest, while the 5th is the weakest. His earth and fire laws are part of the 5th echelon, while his power law is part of the 2nd. Lorik explains. Is it bad to have laws of different echelons? Vera asks. It's not bad, per se, but it's definitely not good. As you should know, all laws are first formed in nature. We then find a carrier of that law to comprehend it from. Once we comprehend a law, it enters our body. As such, we can meditate to further comprehend it and grow stronger. But when you have laws of different echelons, it creates an imbalance of power. So now my laws aren't on equal footing. This makes it harder for me to comprehend the 3 laws. Not to mention, it's already harder for me to do so, as I have 3 laws to comprehend instead of the usual one. Rowan explains. Then why did you comprehend 3 of them? Vera asks while squinting her eyes. She's clearly questioning his intelligence now. It's because the laws of fire and earth can evolve together. They can evolve into the law of magma, which is a law in the 2nd echelon. Rowan says defensively. It's not easy to evolve a law. You either have to have an encounter with luck or study magma. It would have been better to wait until you comprehended the law of power first, Lorik says. That's exactly what I told him. But nope, he said he'll be fine. Sarah says with a sigh, Laws can evolve? Vera asks after a moment of silence. Yeah, but it's rare. The most commonly known laws that evolve are the elemental laws. For example, the law of fire can evolve into the inferno law. Wind can evolve into storm, earth into metal laws. Of course, there are other evolutions. It just depends on the mage. Since laws change to adapt to the mage, it's all down to the individual. That's also why we can't just comprehend laws from others, as their laws have changed and become unique to them. Sarah replies with a sigh. Well, I think that's enough about laws. What kind of weapons do you use? Vera asks while holding her right hand out. There's a red ring on her pointer finger. There's a small blue gem embedded in the ring. Mist pours out of the gem and fills the air above the table. A large greatsword appears from the mist and falls into Vera's hands. It's made of metal and has a wooden grip. White leather is wrapped around the hilt for extra grip. I use a greatsword, she adds while holding it up. I use a twin daggers. My law favors speed over power. Plus, I'll be able to use light to extend the blades without adding weight later. At least that's my plan. Sarah says while holding her hand out. She has a ring similar to Vera's. Unlike hers, it's white instead of red. The gem is blue as well, though. 2 daggers appear and fall into her hands. They're sheathed in leather sheaths attached to a belt. She draws one, and it's surprisingly plain. There's no design or anything on it. It looks like any other ordinary dagger, not something you'd expect a princess to use. I thought a princess would carry a special weapon, Vera says. You didn't, so why would I? Sarah asks jokingly. In all seriousness, though, it's because I'm too weak. Most weapons made with special law materials contain traces of them. As such, if you aren't at a certain level of comprehension, then you'll experience backlash when you use them. Sarah replies, Speaking of, how do you measure comprehension here? I know my father said you call them differently here, Vera asks.